Good afternoon, Chris Corum, Executive Editor of Regarding ID Magazine and Secure ID News, and we're here at the Smart Cards and Government Show in Washington, D.C., talking with Walt Augustinowicz, the founder and Executive Vice President for Sales and Marketing for Identity Stronghold. And Walt and Identity Stronghold were some of the initial developers of the electronically opaque sleeves that we use to shield our contactless cards from unauthorized reads. Is that
Correct.
a pretty good description there?
Yes,
All right.
very good description.
Well, thanks for joining us. And I know since we've talked in the past that you have some new designs on your devices, but if you can maybe talk us through the whole line and what
Sure.
people are using and what they're using them for, that'd be great.
Okay, well, we have a couple different lines of products here. The first one, the one that we've always had since the beginning, is the credit card sleeve. And this one you can keep in your pocket. It'll fit a PIV card, a driver's license, or a credit card, and then you can put it in your wallet or purse, and it'll shield the card so that no one can read the chip that's in it while it's in your sleeve. We've sold a lot of these today. They ship these with every U.S. passport card that goes out in the mail today.
Huh.
They go with the state driver's license for the state of Washington and the state of Vermont. They actually ship these with the enhanced driver's licenses.
Great.
So we're moving a lot of these.
And tell us, just taking a step back,
Sure.
for those who aren't clear, what is it about, what keeps the contactless chip from being read when it's inside that device?
Okay. It's basically a Tyvek sleeve, but it has a laminated RF shielding material in the center. When you have the card in there, any radio signals will hit the shield and actually go around the card rather than through the card, so the chip inside never receives any power, so it can't emit any signal.
Okay. And is it a Faraday cage? Is that what the concept is?
Right. It's
Okay.
called a Faraday cage, correct.
Just in case they've seen the name sitting out there on things. I've seen the term a lot, and I know probably a lot of our viewers and readers see the name too, but aren't familiar with what it is exactly. So.
Sure.
And this one's obviously a little bit larger than the other one, with the passport
Right.
sleeve?
It's exactly the same thing as a credit card sleeve, but you can put a standard passport book in here. It's the standard ICAO size, so whether you're from Canada, US, the United Kingdom, Netherlands, anywhere, Mexico, the passport will slide in here and it'll block the chip that's been going out in all the new passports, like in the US since October 2006, but other countries like the UK and everything have been issuing them for quite a while now too, and that'll protect the chip in there from anybody potentially getting, your birth date, name, address, photo, that kind of thing that might be on the chip in the passport.
Okay, great.
And what we've had all along, this is a classic badge holder that we've had for quite a while now. That you basically squeeze it to read the card. You put your card in here and it's shielded, but then when you put it up to the reader, it would read the card. That way you only have to use one hand. You don't have to set down your briefcase or whatever. If you're entering a building, you need to have your ID card read. You just squeeze it. And what we've done now...
So you actually don't remove it from the device, you just squeeze it, it opens up, keeps it away from the metal then, and allows it to be read?
Right. As soon as you remove it from the metal, then it can read the card, but by letting go, it puts it up against the shield and then blocks the chip again. But one of the refinements we recently made to this badge holder with our new 1.2 version is it's actually 20% lighter.
Huh.
We made the shielding material better and lighter, so now it is even lighter hanging around your neck, and it still holds a card in there. And we actually have the instructions printed on the surface now, whereas we had an instruction card that could potentially get lost.
Okay.
But once somebody slides the card in and out once or twice, they don't really need
understand,
instructions.
right? Okay.
And then we've had a lot of people asking about two card holders. So what we've done is we actually came out with the dual light. And what this will allow someone to do is if they have two contactless cards that they need to wear around their neck, to actually shield both cards, one on the front, one on the back.
Okay.
And with this holder, you can simply slide it out to the side and allow the card to be read, slide it back in,
Great.
and then it's shielded again. But now you can hold two cards in a very lightweight part, with no moving parts. There's nothing. This is made out of polycarbonate. It's the strongest material you can have, so that it's not going to break. It's simple. There's nothing to fail on it.
Well, another interesting thing about the two card holders, I've talked to a couple of agency people this week at the show who mentioned that not even needing to shield the second card, but they've got the transitional period where you've got your new card, but your old card is still being used for certain things. So they want to be able to keep two of them with them, even if it's just for, it might be for the cafeteria in some location or something, so they got to carry two. You don't want to have your new card around your neck and your other card in your wallet or something
Correct.
like that. So.
Yeah, because a lot of times the physical access control system hasn't been updated yet for the new PIV card.
Right.
And until it does, they have both cards. I also get cases where, like, I had one doctor that in the ER, he actually keeps his credit card in one side because they have a vending machine there, and he can't carry a wallet down there, so has his credit card on one side and his ID card on the other.
Okay.
So
that's an example of these being used outside of the
government
and things. Do you see movement in lots of areas, or are there specific areas? When it's a payment card, is it typically a one-by-one where I as a consumer say I want one and come find you, or are they issuing mass numbers to say to...
For the most part, it's probably, as far as like a sleeves for a payment card, a lot of times it's the consumer buying direct from us. We have had some banks starting to pick up, some smaller banks saying, hey, I want to issue these with our logo on them to our card holders, and we started with some smaller banks now. Eventually, we think we may work up into some of the bigger banks once we show them, so they finally understand that there's a real danger there, because that credit card, the readers are pretty easy to pick up on the open market, and you can get account number, expiration date, that kind of thing off the card.
How about transit? Is that another market where they're using them with contactless transit cards? Or?
Yeah, like the Washington Metro card, the Charlie card. The MyFair card. We probably have significant sales in the UK right now and Europe. We're moving a lot of badge holders there, as well as sleeves, that kind of thing over there as well. We get orders all over the world, from Australia to Malaysia to Japan. They come kind of from all over.
Okay. So for those readers who are in the federal government space and are interested in the FIPS 201 compliant products and things, are all of these approved for FIPS 201 use? Or
every product here is FIPS 201 approved, with the exception of the passport sleeve, but it's only because FIPS 201 doesn't apply to passport size. It's the same material that's FIPS approved for the credit card size. Probably the other market that seems to be growing a bit right now finally is the TWIC card market, and that's a lot of consumers actually buying TWIC card holders, because they're picking up their TWIC card now and they're getting it delivered, and as far as I've been told lately, is they don't get a card holder at all. Before they were getting a card holder, but it wasn't shielded. And it's the TWIC card has everything on it that a federal PIV card has on it, including a little bit of extra stuff like the fingerprint template's actually available over the contactless interface.
Right.
So it has all the same dangers and the same need for shielding, but it's not required under the spec. But a lot of people are picking up on that and buying their own holders from us.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, Walt, I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Walt Augustinowicz of Identity Stronghold here at the Smart Cards in Government Conference, and we'll see you around the show floor.